I'm going to go ahead and record it. Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Kortney Lavey. I'm one of your Ambassador Diamonds. I enrolled under Cortney last April of 2015. So I wanted to do a new distributor training for you guys and do some charting training for y'all so y'all kind of know how to get your new distributor started and what y'all need to be doing and stuff. So, Court, if you want to just tell us your story and how you got started with It Works.
Okay, so I am Courtney Bohr, and I started in April of 2014, and let's see, at the time, I was a full-time college student. I was going to a community college, and I found Ashley Murrick, who is all of our ambassador upline, on Instagram, and I watched her for a little bit, and I was just watching how this, business was changing our family's life, and so I just jumped right in. I had, absolutely no idea what I was doing, but it's ended up turning into the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I love it. So it's basically, I have the most simple story ever, I feel like.
That's funny. If you don't know my story, I followed Courtney Bohr on social media, on Instagram for like a year. I was one of those people that never wanted to join the business. I tried the hair, skin, and nails and loved it, but I never saw myself doing anything like that. And I was one of those ones that unfollowed her. And then she followed me again, so then I followed her back. I was like, she's kind of persistent. So I was like, I'll go look at her stuff again. So I continued following her. She never reached out to me. I never really liked or commented on her stuff. But I kept watching her. And then back in April, I joined. So in March of last year, I was going to school at Oklahoma State full-time. I was working full-time. And Ryan's dad had just passed away. So a lot of things were going on. And I wanted to be down here with Ryan and his family a lot. So I ended up seeing more and more of the opportunity in this $1,000 Ruby bonus I could win or earn. And so I messaged her and I immediately signed up. I didn't even think about it. And I just immediately got going. And it's been crazy. I went Presidential Diamond in 4 months and I went Ambassador in 11 months. And so it's just really exciting. Courtney's one of my best friends. It's crazy how this business can totally change people. So to get started, a lot of people wanted to know, how do you get your new distributors started when you first sign them up, and how do you keep them excited about the business?
So what I do is I remember I was pretty overwhelmed when I first started. So I try not to overwhelm them, but I just let them know, any questions that you have throughout the process, just reach out to me and let me know, because it is kind of just a lot at first. But basically what I do when I first get my new distributor started is I just go over the basics of, I figure out if they're trying to do social media, which, everyone pretty much does, because that's how they found me, is through social media, and that's what they're interested in. So, and what I do is I always get them, just have them basically logged into their eSuite, and I just let them know that they're going to learn more about their eSuite as we go on. And then I tag them in Jade. She has a training video, a new distributor training video that I have them watch. And then once they've watched that, I just break it down through social media. I just let them know about the 3-3 rule on Facebook, and basically how I built my business through Instagram, and just give them their top tips, the consistency, following people and stuff like that. And then those first 30 days of working with them, I just work with them super closely. I'm reaching out to them every couple of days, just seeing, where they're at, if they need help with anything. I help them get their first post started, because I know that was something I had no idea when I first started. I was like, okay, so I'm selling something. I should sound like an advertisement. So if you go back and look at my posts, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So I just let them know, aware of that. I help them set up their first post and kind of explain just to themselves, but then how to just show people that you're incorporating the business into your daily life. But like I said, I just work with them super close the first 30 days and make sure, if they have any trouble talking to people, then I send them messages that have worked for me, and just basically give them their, those first 30 days, just work close with them to give them any tips possible that I can.
I love that. And I do a lot of the same things. I was trained by Courtney, of course, so I kind of did the things that she did. So whenever I started new distributors, I just do exactly what she did with me. And you kind of learn to figure out and incorporate your own style. So you'll figure out things that work for you that maybe, because I have a lot of teammates, that something works for them that maybe didn't work for me. Or, you'll kind of figure out your groove. You'll kind of figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. But I help with their posting. I stay in contact with them super close. I give them my sample messages, to help them conversate, because they really have no idea what they're doing at the beginning. So you have to really be there for them, and you have to teach them how to have those conversations, and they will get more comfortable and more fluent with those conversations, but you can't just sign someone up and then just like leave them hanging because they have no idea what they're doing. So as a new distributor and as you're enrolling new distributors, you have to remember that how clueless you were when you first started and how overwhelming it can be. So you have to remember to put yourself in those shoes. And so you mainly want to teach them everything that your distributor and upline taught you. Something I do is I send out a welcome email when they first join. It kind of just gives the basics terminology of like what loyal customers are, what distributors are, different things so they don't have to go back to the compensation plan and look everything up. It's just kind of a simple form of, I have a few training videos on there, who their upline is, it has what like loyal customers, like abbreviations and stuff, how they're going to go Ruby, and different things like that, like what's going to happen each month with volumes going back to zero, what BV is, just different things like that so they kind of know. And then I have them go over that and then ask me whatever questions they have. And then I have a couple of videos of Jade getting started with the business and the loyal customer sealing the deal video. And I kind of just guide them because you don't want to overwhelm them. So I kind of spread things out within a week or so that they kind of get the hang of everything. But you want to make sure that you're a guide for them because when they sign up with you, they're trusting you. And so if you're new, don't be afraid to go to your upline and the person that enrolled you because we don't want to feel like we're bugging you all the time. So you have to come to us with your questions. Speaking of social media and getting the new distributors started, they kind of wanted to know, how do you explain the 3-3 rule when they first start without overwhelming them?
So I was looking at this question and I was like, gosh, I don't really know. Because I feel like when I first started, like whenever I got told all this information, I was pretty overwhelmed, but at the same time, I was okay with it because I knew as time went on that, you know, I was going to understand it and get it. So I just try to like help them out with their first post and just kind of let them know how important it is. You know, through social media, it's so amazing, but there's like building through social media, it's going to take time. And so how important it is to make sure that we're being consistent with it every single day and just letting them know basically how important that is. So I have like a 3-3 rule script in the team page under the files tab, and I always tag them in that. And then also when I'm just breaking it down through social media, I just let them know how important it is. And I don't know, like I just try to keep it like super simple, but basically just like help them out with those first posts. Because I think those first posts are the hardest things to like really, because you're like, what do I do? Like you start and you're just like, I don't even know where to start. So whenever you send them those first posts, they just kind of breaks it all down for them and they just feel a lot more comfortable with it because they're like, okay, I can do this. And literally I always offer, I'm always like, you know what, if you see a post that works well for me, take it and use it and just put it in your own words because I do not mind. You know, you watched me forever, so it obviously worked for you, so do it for other people. So that's what I always do though, just help them get started with those first posts. And I do the same thing that you do with like the first week. I spread it out. I like go over the social media stuff and then I say, okay, over the next couple of days, you know, once you get started like on your posts and stuff, we'll go over some more stuff. So I just kind of like, you know, like spread it out like you do for them, just so it's not like all this information all at once. But I basically just explain the importance of how important it is to be doing that and like the consistency. And if you do that, where, you know, you're going to really see and watch your business take off. So.
And when you start as a new distributor, you're going to have those people that some people are, I have a lot of distributors that want to create like a new Instagram. They want to create a new Facebook because they don't want to bug their friends and family, or they don't want to be judged. They are scared of what people are going to think. So the way I address that is those people, if they're not supporting you, they're not paying your bills. So you also have to remember that when you start, you can't decide for people if they are going to be interested in this business. You can't decide for other people if they're going to be interested in your products. Because if you automatically get a new Instagram or you get a new Facebook or all these things because you don't want to annoy these people, you're pretty much deciding for your friends and family that they won't be interested and they won't support you, which really isn't the case. So if they aren't going to support you, then it doesn't matter because they're not paying your bills. So make sure that you are using your personal accounts and stuff because you already have followers and you already have Facebook friends. So you want to use your personal accounts on social media because those are people you already have leads from. And so you're going to be able to use your social media to build your business, but it's going to take even longer to build with social media if you create these new pages that don't have any followers and don't have any friends yet. So you want to make sure with social media you use your personal account so that you're super personal. people can tell you're a real person, and you're going to be able to talk about your everyday life and how you incorporate the business and the products while you're using social media. So that's my advice with when you first start, is don't do that. And don't put like it works and stuff like in your bio and stuff. You just want to make sure that everything is super clean and personal, and use your personal accounts and don't create new accounts. And also something I do whenever I sign up new distributors is I tell them they can turn on my post notifications. So they are comfortable with posting when I'm posting, and it also holds me accountable to make sure that I'm posting throughout the day and I'm posting my 3-3. Because if I'm not, and they turn on their post notifications for me, if I'm not posting, then they're not going to be posting either. So it kind of gives them a reminder, okay, she posted, now I need to go make a post too. So it kind of holds both of you accountable and shows you like how many times a day you need to be posting, and that you are also leading from the front.
I love that, because actually, personally, I was that person who was like, okay, this is the difference between like Court was the smart one here and like started with her people, started with her actual social media. I did not. And I had a very, very slow start, and it took things like a while. Like I was very consistent. I had the mindset to do it, but I started all brand new Instagram. Do not do that, because it took so long for things to take off. And this girl started, and she started with all these people she knew, which is like the smartest thing you can do. So you have to just trust the process. But yes, I agree completely, because I went through that and I thought the same exact thing. I'm sure some of you guys do. Oh, I don't want to bother my friends and family, but you're doing them a favor by showing them and sharing this business with them. And we literally have a product for everyone, which is amazing, because all of them, they're health and wellness products. Everybody can become healthier. So don't cut yourself short on that. Be excited.
Yes, be excited, because the excitement's going to go so far when you first start your business, and that excitement's going to go on to people. Like they're going to feel that excitement and they're going to be excited. So, but they can tell, like in my posting, like they can usually tell if I'm having a bad day, or, like you want to make sure your posts, like if people go to my Instagram or my Facebook, they can never tell when I'm having a bad day. Like everything is positive, everything is upbeat, everything is excitement about our products, people joining my team. Like you want to make sure you're being positive and super excited with social media. And like I said, be really personal. And people are going to not support you. People are probably going to unfollow you. They're going to delete you. They're going to talk about you because they don't understand. But what you're going to learn is those people will eventually come back and be curious about the products, or want to join your team because they need extra money, or they want to get healthier. I have so many people that would talk about me at the beginning that didn't understand, and tons of them have joined my team or became customers. So just being consistent with social media, it's going to pay off. So you just have to make sure when you start that you don't limit yourself to everybody that you don't know. You want to offer it to people that you do know.
I love that. I have to share this real quick. I went to a One Team, One Mission this past weekend, and Quentin Conway, he's Ambassador Diamond.
I love him.
Oh my gosh. I'm just like, people who don't know about this, but he said the word ignorant. He's like, people are ignorant. He's like, not in a bad way, but it's just a lack of knowledge. People that don't know about this business are going to say things because they lack of knowledge of the business. And I was like, that is so true, because all of the people, I'm telling you, my own brother gave me so much crap when I started, and now he's a distributor. Like all the people that you see that doubted you at the beginning, once they actually realize and have some knowledge on the business, they're going to realize what you actually have your hands on in that join your team. So just know that we don't be scared to express that to people, because people just don't know. And if they don't know, that's okay. People, it's fine. That's going to happen, but they're going to come back eventually when they see your consistency. I feel like a lot of times people wait for us to fail in this business, and when you're consistent with it every single day, they're gonna be like, okay, this girl's not giving up, and I better give it a try. So I'm telling you, it's worth it.
I love it. And some people also wanted to know, how do you spread excitement throughout your team, like with your new distributors, with your old distributors, keeping everyone excited and everyone working towards their promotions? In this business, the cool thing is that us helping you guys helps us too. So it's definitely a business that you are able to help people. And so how are ways that you keep everyone excited and everyone working towards those goals?
So something I am huge on is just leading from the front. I'm never going to expect you to do something that I myself am not doing. So I'm going to be working just as hard as you every single day, no matter where I'm at in this business. And I will do that for the rest of my life. So, just showing every day how excited I am about this business. But when it comes to new distributors, every single thing that, they're doing, I'm reaching out to them and I'm letting them know, congratulations, you're doing amazing. And, if you're being consistent with your posts, I'm going to reach out to those people and just let them know, you're doing so amazing with your posts, because whenever you're excited for them, they're like, okay, it's nice whenever people reach out to you and say that. So I just really try to reach out to people and just congratulate them on what they're doing, and, letting them know that they're doing a great job and stuff like that. And I think that keeps them excited. And then just, getting out to everyone and figuring out their goals and just being so excited for what their goals are. Even the smallest thing, just let them know that, that's awesome. That's exciting. It's going to take you really big places. So I think just reaching out to them, congratulating them, being excited for them, being excited for their goals, and, is huge. And then I think corporate does an amazing job with keeping us all pumped up and working towards awesome promotions. So staying on the team pages and really keeping in contact with what those promotions are that they're passing out to us, because they're literally they're insane. That's always what keeps me pumped up. I'm just always excited. So I'm always watching their pages and stuff. But I think just congratulating people, keeping up with people on what they're doing is probably my biggest tip, because like I said, that's just always such a great feeling when you get that.
It is. And you have to remember how you felt. I remember when I first started, and Cortney would shout me out, or Ashley Mirth would send me a message, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a presidential diamond, because she was presidential at the time. I'm like, she knows who I am. It's just nice to get that acknowledgement from people like your leaders and your uplines and your ambassador uplines and stuff, because we do notice who's enrolling. We do notice who is working. And so it makes people work even more whenever they are getting, everybody likes acknowledgement. Everybody likes to feel like they're being noticed for their hard work. But you also have to remember, when you become a leader, if you have customers or distributors under you, you have to remember that you can only want this so bad for other people too. So you have to lead from the front. You have to be enrolling just like you're expecting your team to do. If you're wanting them to be completing their steps to success, which is 3 distributors and 4 customers, you have to be doing that as well. And if people want to quit, let them quit. If people, you can only chase people for so long, and you can only help them for so long. Eventually they have to be ambitious by themselves. They have to want it and be excited for themselves. You can only be so excited for your team and so excited for their promotions. Eventually they have to be excited for themselves. So that's another thing, is you can't let yourself get so tuned in to other people's businesses that you forget to work your own business. So that's another thing, kind of as a leader, when you're new and upcoming, that you kind of have to learn the hard way, because you want it so bad for people, and you kind of have to learn to pray about it and to let people go when they want to go, and to figure out who's really going to fight for it, so that you're there fighting for them too. But as long as you're excited for your team and you're helping them, they're going to stay. The ones that are meant to be in your business and are going to be excited are going to be excited, because they're changing their lives, and that's something to really be excited about. On layered leadership. So when you place distributors and you're charting and different things, how do you implement layered leadership?
So what I do is, if I'm placing someone under somebody, first off, I try to, when it comes to placing people, I'm figuring out who I think is going to work well with them. So once I place them, I always reach out to both of them and I say, okay, listen, I just want you to know, I want you to have as much help in this business as possible. So I just introduce them, usually through a group message on Facebook or a group text message. And I just introduce them and just let them know, you have so much support and help in this business that if you ever need help, you can come to either of us. That way, I don't just place somebody and just leave them hanging. I just always let them, introduce them to their other leader, just so that they know they can reach out to anybody. And that person doesn't feel uncomfortable reaching out to them when they want to, if that person didn't know that you had placed them under them. So I think just introducing them and just, that person reaching out and building that relationship with them is key.
I completely agree. So you're in college. I was in college when I started. I was working full time. So we all kind of have busy schedules. Some of you have kids. I don't have a kid yet. I have one coming in January. But so my schedule will change even more then. What are some ways that they asked if you have, what is a to-do list type of day for working your business? What is the way that you can make a to-do list and, make ways to check it off and stuff? How do you incorporate your business while going to college full time?
So I think it's important that you just make this a priority if you want to. If you want this to work for you, you're going to have to make it a priority to fit it into your day every single day. And I always tell everybody that I think, busy people are the best at this business, because you already know what it's like to fit a million different things in your crazy schedule. So something I make sure I'm doing every single day through social media. Like I wake up, if I know I have a crazy busy, day, I'm going to wake up an extra 20 to 30 minutes earlier just so I can wake up, get my messages in, respond to people and interact on people's posts and making sure I'm creating relationships. Also, if I know I'm going to have a super busy day, I always put my phone on airplane mode and I create the post ahead of time if I need to. But basically every single day what I'm doing is I'm making sure I'm being consistent with posting. I've telling you not one day since I've started I've not posted. I know that's key. So I'm posting every single day and I'm making sure I'm interacting anytime I can. It's became more of like fitting school into this because I'd much rather do this than school. So for me, what I do is I love power hours. Like if I have to, whether it be school or this, like if I know I have to get schoolwork done or just you have something, you have to get done, set aside an hour where you can do nothing but work and focus on your business. But basically on a daily basis, I'm making sure I'm getting my posts in, I'm interacting with people and I'm getting their messages in. Whether I have to wake up earlier or stay up a little later than usual, I'm making sure no matter what that I'm fitting it into my crazy busy schedule.
I love that. And when I was working full time, I was also going to Oklahoma State 18 hours. I was planning a wedding. Things were super, super busy. But I knew what I wanted, and like Cortney said, sometimes like when you're super excited, you kind of get to where you kind of have to fit school and work into this because you want to do this so bad. So you're trying to figure out how you can do more of this. I had a lot of fun with it. So you have to remember when you first start, just figure out a schedule that works for you. I'm a list person. I make grocery lists. I make to-do lists. I make weekly lists. So I do a to-do list. If I want to accomplish something during the day, I make that on my list. So if I'm going to do laundry, if I'm going to finish mopping the floors, if I'm going, like whatever my day is going to consist of or what I need to get done that day, I make it a list. And that includes my business. So power hour at 11 or power hour at 8, team Zoom, whatever it is, I really schedule all my stuff out each week. So I know kind of what's going on and kind of where stuff is due. And I've done that since the beginning. When I had homework that was due, if I had to work, I would literally use my planner for everything. And I scheduled everything out so that I myself didn't totally lose my mind. So you have to remember to make to-do lists. If you have something you want to accomplish that day, put that on your goals for the day. Something else you can do, I did a lot of, is, you have like a monthly goal, and then divide that up into weekly goals and divide that up into daily goals. And that's going to make it not so overwhelming for you. If you need 10 loyal customers, divide that up, into 4 weeks. So you're going to need an average of 2 or 3 customers a week. Just different things like that are going to help you stay consistent with your business. And especially when you first start, you're going to figure out how to work this into the work, how you're going to work this in with your kids. And something else that you guys can do not to get super overwhelmed when you start, if you do have kids or you have school, whatever you're focusing on at that time, focus on that and get that done. Whatever you're doing, give it 110%. I know you get really overwhelmed, and sometimes when people have kids or they have homework or different things, they're like, oh, I joined this business so I could have more time with my kids. And then they're like, oh, I'm not spending enough time with my kids, so now I can't work my business. But if you don't want to spend an hour with your kids, put your phone down and spend an hour with your kids. When they go to bed, tell yourself you're going to spend an hour on your business. If you need to set your post the night before so that you're posting throughout the day, do that. If you want to have dinner with your family, set your phone down. It's not going to go anywhere for that 30 or 45 minutes that your family needs your attention. So being able to incorporate your business with your family and work is just going to require you to sit down and schedule out your time and communicate with your family and your spouses and your homework and all that stuff. Just schedule it out, and that's going to keep you from getting really overwhelmed.
Yes, I think it's so important to make sure too that you don't use your why as an excuse of why not to work your business. You started for some reason, so keep that reason in your mind. Don't let that become an excuse on why you shouldn't do this, because eventually this will let you, if you want this to allow you to have more time in the future, it's going to. So I just think that's really important, because I hear so many times that, at the beginning, what was your why becomes your excuse eventually. Don't let that ever become your excuse.
Yes, and I just feel like your why should be so important that you fight for it every day. Even if your business started off slow, everyone has a different journey, and everyone is going to start off differently. Some people are going to enroll 10 loyal customers at the beginning. Some people are going to enroll 2. That doesn't matter, because you're all going to get at the top. It's just everyone's going to have a different journey, and everyone's going to have a different time frame. So you just have to embrace it and remember why you started this business. And your why will keep you going every single day. What are your best tips? I know we kind of went over this a while ago, but for social media, so Instagram and Facebook, what do your posts and stuff consist of every day? Like when you're in school and you have family and different things, so how do you incorporate Instagram and Facebook into your everyday life to where it doesn't just look like an advertisement?
Yeah, so my goal every single day is like, I want to show that anybody can do this business. I want them to show that I am just a typical person. I'm a typical college student that goes to school, and I incorporate this business into my life and how it's changing my life. So basically, I just talk about the business every single day and try to be relatable as possible. So before I make a post, I'm sitting there and I'm rereading it. I'm saying, okay, is this going to be able to relate to somebody out there? Emotion. Everybody, whenever you're scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, people stop and repost when it catches their attention because it gives them some type of emotion. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to put, I'm telling your story is just like huge, but putting emotion into your post, people are going to be able to relate to that. So just just be you, be personal, be you, show people that no matter what, that this business can be incorporated into your life. And that's what I do. It's not like this business, it became just like a lifestyle. And I try to show them that. And I never want to become, as an advertisement, because if you really want to catch their attention, it's going to be because you're being you. It's because you're being personal. It's because you're being real. And that's what people want to read when they're watching you on social media. So yeah, that's what I do most when it comes to catching attention. My goal is like, I want people to want to know what I am doing. I want them to know how much I express my excitement and my love for this business every single day. And I don't care if it's the same post every single day, because people are going to keep watching that. And they're going to be like, she really enjoys what she does. Like, what does she do? And I love it because I get messages all the time. They're like, what business are you in? Like, what are you doing? And I love that because it shows that my posts are, working in that way. So, show people that you enjoy what you're doing, that you're loving what you're doing, how much fun you're having. And that is my goal every single day when I'm posting, is to get that response from people and just to let them know that it's relatable. So being relatable, personal.
I love it. Okay, so when you promoted pretty fast, and you're the youngest ambassador diamond we have in the company. What are your tips? Like when you first started as a college student and you said you got your new Instagram and stuff, how did you get your first customers and your first distributors to sign up with you? So what are some ways that you enroll your distributors and customers that are good tips for new distributors when they get started?
Okay, so let me tell you guys, I had absolutely no idea what the heck I was doing. So I'm going to this business. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to post pictures of these products, and then people are going to buy the products. And actually, yeah, so that, and you're going to get people to join your team. So I'm thought nobody would ever want to join my team. What? I was like, people will never want to join my team, but I'm going to try it anyways because you're telling me I can make an income from this, right? So like I said, absolutely no idea what I was doing. Didn't even know I was supposed to have a team. I was seriously was just clueless. So when I started, I had watched Ashley for a while. And so I kind of just did what she did. And then I watched what other leaders were doing, and I was just following that. It was definitely if you look back at my posts, I did sound like an advertisement a lot. It was a learning process as I went, but every single day I was excited and I learned as I was going. And something with me, like I said, I had a really, really slow start, and I remember talking to a friend about joining, and they were like, well, if it doesn't work out, you can just quit in 2 weeks. And I was like, what? Why would no? I had the mindset from the beginning. So you have to decide whether or not you're going to make this business work for you now. You can't give yourself a time limit. Stop with the time limits. I don't care if it takes you, how long it takes you to get to anywhere. That's going to be your story, and it's going to be worth it because you worked really hard to do it. So what I did is I watched Ashley all the time. I watched different leaders, and I was kind of just doing what they were doing and learning as I was going. So if I had a post that I was posting and I wasn't getting any interaction, I'd eventually change it up. If I was sending out these messages that did not work, I would change it up eventually. So it was just a learning process, and it did take a little bit. I got my 4 loyal customers in my first 30 days, but it was I barely got them. So, but like I said, it was just learning from my mistakes is what I did basically. And then eventually, when I found something that was working, I was like, okay, that's working. So I'm just going to keep doing that, but basically what I try to do is leading from the front is what I try to do now, just to show people. And that's exactly what Ashley did. She led from the front every single day, consistent. So I knew that was important. Every single day she was posting about the products and the business. So I knew that was important. So just really finding out what works for you and learning as you go, and stop giving yourself that limit of if something doesn't work for you, or if I'm not this in 2 weeks, I'm going to quit. Don't do that. That's dumb. you just have to take it a day at a time and just have fun with it. Be creative with your posts and just learn from the people that are doing it already, because you have, like I said, you just have so many leaders that are so glad to help you. And if you ever need help with a post, reach out, because we'd be more than glad to help you set that up. But yeah, just learning from my mistakes basically is what I did, because I was so curious.
Your story from when you first started just cracks me up every time. What are ways that you teach your distributors how to chart? Because I feel like, you like get into a habit sometimes of like, you kind of get into a form of like, not babysitting, but you kind of control it. Like they just come to you and say, okay, where should I place this person? Where should I put this person? And instead of like teaching them how to chart or how to know how to do it, you kind of do it for them. So then they never really know what they need for the next promotion without having to ask. So what are some ways that you teach your team how to chart properly and how to always know what they need for the next promotion? Because I feel like I explain it, but then I feel like I'm speaking gibberish, so I feel like I don't explain it very well at all.
Yeah, which I went to Ashley every time I would enroll somebody, and I'd be like, okay, where do I place this person? And finally, Jade Hooper, I'm sure if you don't know her, she's another one of our leaders. She was like, Ashley, stop helping that girl. Like, she's doing it. So she's like, Cortney, you're going to do it. And I was like, all right. So I had to figure it out, because I was that person. Like, I was like, I don't want to mess up, I think like what I do is like the basis of this entire, all of our charts is a Ruby. So I try to just start with Ruby and let them know and understand Ruby. So I send them a Ruby chart their first week, and I go over what they need exactly to get to that promotion and try to explain it in the best way possible. I do help them like with their first, just kind of getting the basis of Ruby, because I feel like once you can understand Ruby and how to chart from Ruby, you're going to be good from there, because that's what builds it's what builds a diamond. So really just trying to go over Ruby and explain it. But I still, like, it depends on the person, because some people just kind of understand it right away, and some people, have a little more trouble with it like I did. So just kind of, just explain to them and helping them get that first Ruby filled. I feel like once they get that, then, it makes it a little easier for them. But I don't know. I try to explain it the best I can, but I don't know. I kind of feel the same way. I don't really feel like I explain it the best.
No, I don't feel like, like I said, I feel like I explained it, and then I feel like they're still so confused. So, but yeah, so the basic, you're so loud. Sorry, that was my husband. He's in the kitchen. But I feel like when you're charting, just like you have to remember that every rank, emerald, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, you're making up rubies. So if you can just teach your team how to get to ruby and teach them how to chart to ruby, then all those promotions are going to come together. And because literally every single chart all the way up to ambassador diamond is filled with rubies. So you just have to teach your team to teach their team to teach their team how to go ruby and how to get those bonuses and stuff, because that is going to be what builds all of those ranks. They always say it literally takes 5 people to go ambassador. It's like 5 people on your top line that can teach their team how to go ruby. So that's really all you have to do. It's just that basic rank, and everybody can use an extra $500 a month. So literally just teaching that basic rank will create all those bigger charts and all the bigger ranks.
Yeah, I think like if you don't have a Ruby chart printed out and you're new, get the Ruby chart printed out, because once it's in front of you and you just start filling it out as you go along, I feel like it just kind of comes together too and makes a little bit more sense. But there's also so many YouTube videos from so many different people on how to get to Ruby. So like we're saying, if you know how to get to Ruby, it's going to build the rest of your rest of your charts for you. So get on YouTube if you need to, get a chart in front of you and ask questions, send a picture to your upline and be like, okay, so we're from here, and have them explain it to you. So but yeah, YouTube like saved my life when I first started.
And as a new distributor, something I have been teaching my team and telling them is that we've kind of been implementing, and I think it's been helping, is when you're new, you really don't have any idea of how to seal the deal with distributors. You end up kind of word vomiting and you say too much because you're so excited to tell them about it, but you give them all the info that they didn't really ask for. So something that I've been implementing with my team is if they're new and they're talking to potential distributors and stuff, get them on a 3-way call or a 3-way Zoom or a 3-way text with your diamond upline or the enroller, and help them seal the deal. So something we've been implementing, so like I've enrolled new distributors, and sometimes I'm like, oh, like what do I say? I'm like, put them in a 3-way text or get them on a 3-way Zoom with me and we'll chat. So sometimes it kind of shows them how you talk to potential distributors and how you seal the deal. And it's going to make them feel more comfortable talking to more people because they're going to watch you. They can kind of see how you conversate with people. So that's kind of, if you're a new distributor, don't be afraid to get with your diamond upline or the person that enrolled you to help you seal the deal with those people, because I promise you they don't mind. And we're here to help you guys. So you just have to remember to reach out and use the resources that are given to you. If you're uncomfortable with talking to people about the business or you don't really know what to say, don't be afraid to do that, because it'll make you feel more comfortable in the long run. And some of the tools that I use, and Cortney may use some different ones, I don't know, on reports, when you log into your eSuite, if you're new, log in with the ID number that it gave you and make sure that you don't have a commission hold on your account and fill out your tax form. You'll hit reports, and there's tons of stuff for you to be able to see all of your customers, all of your distributors, everyone under you. And whenever I am charting or adding up volumes, I use Tree Viewer, and then I just click on Show Loyal Customers, and it'll bring up all your distributors under you, and the arrows will show you the loyal customers and stuff under those distributors, so you can add up volume to figure out who needs what for you to reach that promotion. If I am looking up, so I can look up all the customers, see who has auto shipments, see who has canceled auto shipments, so I can see what they're going to need to be qualified or to reach that next rank and different things like that. That's how I chart. And when I chart, if I'm going Ruby or if I'm going Emerald or whatever it is, I always fill my boxes first. And then, because you're always growing your business, so you want to, to reach the next rank, you have to make sure all the boxes on that chart is full. So there's also a personally enrolled team under your reports, and you have 24 hours to move distributors and loyal customers under your teammates. So that's the two ones that I mainly use. Is there any different ones that you use, Court?
Nope, I do the same thing with the Tree Viewer as well.
It's all lined out for you. You can see every customer under you. You can see every distributor under you. But whenever you're charting on your sheet, let me just grab a basic Ruby chart. So whenever you grab, whenever you have, here's just a basic Ruby chart. Whenever you're charting and you're adding people to those boxes, you have to physically go into eSuite and move them. You can't just write their name in the box and leave them on your top line. You have to physically put it in the system. You'll still get credit for it. And for everyone, if you're new, for every distributor you enroll, whenever they get 2 loyal customers, you get a $100 bonus. So you want to make sure they get their first 2 and then their first 4 loyal customers in their first 30 days. The 4 loyal customers will make them qualified for that Ruby bonus. And then the 2 loyal customers, if they have an ADBV auto shipment set up, you get a $100 bonus, and those are paid out weekly. So that's just kind of something you can kind of keep track of to help your team set up goals. I always tell them, your first goal is going to be your 4 loyal customers. Then we're going to talk about distributors and how they're going to get their distributors. And that's kind of where I come into play with showing them how to chart and stuff. But that's how I keep track of all my stuff. But you have to remember, you have 24 hours to physically go into eSuite and move those distributors and customers onto your chart, because if you don't go in and physically move it in the system won't recognize it. So you'll have all these people on your top line instead of moving to help you promote to the next rank.
And that's the awesome thing, is that you don't have to rely, if you are planning on getting Ruby this month, you don't have to rely on your, obviously you want your team to work with you, but say you're, nobody's enrolling, that you can move people that you enroll exactly to where you need them on your chart to promote, which is so nice, because you don't have to just wait for everybody else to do it. So you can literally build your team. And honestly, when I'm looking at charting, I don't look at it as I'm relying on every single one of these people to get these people under them. In my head, it's okay, I'm going to fill this chart. So that's the nice thing, though, is that you can go through the eSuite and you can move people exactly where you need them to make the promotion happen. And something else that I love to tell people, because for example, when I went, that might be kind of confusing. Basically what I'm trying to say is not every single person that you enroll is going to keep working. And just do not let somebody that does not want this business to work for them to reflect on if it's going to work for you or not. Because if you want this to work for you, I'm telling you, if you just get discouraged because, one person or, 3 people quit on you, then you will get nowhere, because people are going to quit on you because this business isn't for anyone. But don't let that determine whether or not you are going to take this business somewhere, because it's just bound to happen. So just know that from the get-go. Don't get upset when people quit on you, because I cannot even tell you how many people quit on me. It's crazy. But what the good thing is that every single person that does want this business to work for them is just going to make it so worth every single person that you enroll and sit there and try to help and train. It's just going to be so worth it in the end. So just know that, and don't get upset when people, the people that don't work with you in it.
Because that will literally drain you so much if you concentrate on every person that tells you they're going to order from you that don't, people that join your business and then quit, or people that say they're going to join your business and then don't. You can't dwell on that stuff. You have to constantly be talking to people, constantly getting new leads, constantly growing your list of potentials, because those people will sign up. Sometimes it takes you talking to 10 or 20 people to get that one loyal customer, get that one distributor. But as long as you're sharing and sharing the opportunity and sharing the products and getting the word out there, people will come to you and people will sign up with you, and you're creating, you are literally planting so many seeds. And there's so many people, one of my new distributors that signed up yesterday, I had been talking to her since May. It took her from May to decide that she was ready to work this business. She was ready to join, so it takes people a while. So just make sure that you don't give up on people, but don't dwell on all the negative, because people are going to say no, people are going to quit. It's not for everybody. So you just have to remember to run with your runners and run with people that are working, and follow up with your customers, and just be really tuned into your business and the people that you're helping, because the more people you personally help, the better off your business is going to be, because we're in this business to change lives. We're in this business to help people. So the more people you help, the better off you're personally going to be. What is the last tip that you have for new distributors getting started?
So my biggest tip I would say is to just take it a day at a time, and don't give yourself time limits, because every single person has a different journey. And I feel like this business is so much mindset. If you sit there and you focus on what is not happening in your business, then nothing will ever happen in your business, because that's all you're focusing on. But when you sit there and you focus on and look at what you can do that day to keep, to build your business, then you're going to see your business be building. So I think really just focusing on it a day at a time, and, not setting yourself limits if you don't get somewhere by a certain time. Look at it as what you can do today to build your business, what you can do today, do income, producing activities, making sure that you're doing that every single day, and not comparing your journey, because everybody's journey is so different. And the awesome thing is that this is going to be your journey. It's going to be your story to tell on the end. So take it a day at a time, and just be consistent, and just love, enjoy it. Don't look, I feel like a lot of people join and they're like, wow, this is just a stress to my life. But are you even looking at the future, what this business could do for your life? Because whenever you start focusing on that instead of what it's, oh my gosh, I'm having to spend 30 minutes a day on this business and it's taking away from this, whenever it's your mindset. Whenever you set your mind to where you want this business to take you, you're going to go there, and it's just going to be so much more fun. To me, it's crazy. I had a really slow start, but I never once messaged Ashley and was like, listen, I just don't think this business is working for me. I remember Ashley coming to me and she's like, hey, Cora, can I do anything for you? Because literally nothing was happening in my business. And I was like, no, just being consistent, happy as ever, literally knowing what I was doing. But I was excited, and I knew that no matter what, no matter who was telling me this wasn't going to work for me, that if I kept doing it, it was going to work, because I trusted the process, and I was watching amazing people do it, and why not me? Why couldn't this work for me? And that's how I looked at it every single day. So just don't set yourself limitations. Don't compare yourself to other people, because you are you, and this is going to be your journey down the road and your story to tell, and that's the most exciting part about it. So you decide if you want this business to work for you or not, and if you want it to work for you, it will. No matter if it takes 2 years or if it takes 5 years, it does not matter. Whatever you want to take this, you can do it. But it's going to be up to you and your mindset, and it's going to be up to nobody else. Literally, it's up to you, which is awesome, because that means you get to build your business, and that whatever happens in your business is because you did that yourself. So that's what I would say. Just don't let your excuse, like I said, just don't let your why become your biggest excuse, because that's why you started, and that's obviously an amazing thing, right? I don't know. I'm just valid.
Okay, I lied. I have one more question. What advice could you give to somebody that has been in since April, or, been in for a while that is still distributor level and hasn't promoted yet, what is some advice you can give them on what they need to be doing to reach the next level?
I think, reaching out to your uplines and seeing if there's anything that they can check out for you. Is there anything that I could be adding to my business every single day that I'm not doing now, and figure out what you can be doing differently? Or just be excited that all the people that you were talking to now are going to eventually come out when you're consistent with it every single day. I'm telling you, if you are consistent every single day, you are excited, you are talking to new people, it is going to work. That's how all of us did it, okay? Because that's what we did. We focused on day to day, what we're going to do today to make this business work for us, and it will. So I think just figuring out, it could be the smallest thing. It could be your verbiage. It could be, just like throwing too much information at them. It could be the smallest thing, or it could just be time. Everybody has different time limits in this business. I know people that have been in this business for years and are still, just working towards different things. And some of, Court went ambassador in a year. Like, it's different for everybody, but that's okay, because it doesn't matter if it takes, if you want to be ambassador diamond, who cares if it takes you 5 years to be ambassador diamond? Just focus a day at a day, focus on what you can do today to grow your business. And I think that's the biggest thing, is just, figuring that out and reaching out to people, watching people and what they're doing, and, learning from your mistakes and figuring out what works for you, because this business, truly, everybody built this business in so many different ways. And last year when I went to Dash, that's what I learned. It was so awesome sitting there and talking to different people, because everybody did it differently, which is awesome, because that means you just have to find out what works for you. And once you find that out, you're just gonna watch things happen, and it'll be awesome.
I completely agree. And you just have to remember, when you start, you kind of have a mindset. I talk to so many people that they want to join for an extra $200 to $500 a month, because that is what they needed to get by. They needed for groceries, or they needed for gas, or it would just make things easier for them. But then they see so many people promoting and making, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Their ambassadors average $30-something thousand a month. So they see this, and then all of a sudden they forget why they started. You started for an extra $200 to $500 a month. You didn't initially start to make $10,000 a month. I know when I started for an extra $500 a month, because that would compensate for the overtime that I was working. When I reached that goal, then I set out for another goal. Then I was like, okay, I can go diamond. Then when I reached that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I'm going to go double diamond. But I was so thankful for the extra, $500 a month, for the extra $1,000 a month. So don't forget why you started this business, because you're going to see people promote. You're going to see people that might go faster than you, or might be enrolling. If you go a few days without enrolling someone, and someone's enrolling somebody every day, it's totally fine. People have a different journey. And, you just have to remember that this is your story. Okay. So don't get discouraged if people are enrolling or going faster than you, because it's literally up to you. When you fight till you reach the goal that you had when you started, and then move your goal up, then constantly move your goals up, and don't just be complacent, and don't get satisfied, but also remember that the simple things that you joined for, that was an extra $200 to $500 a month. You didn't join for $10,000 a month, because sometimes that can be unrealistic to people. People are like, there's no way that she makes that much money. So just remember why you started, and work for those simple goals, and then reach out for the next goals and reach out for the next goals. But you just have to remember why you started this business and what you started it for.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, exactly. And that's going to be more relatable to people. Whenever you're sitting there, and when I'm making a post, people are going to be able to relate to me with the $200 to $500 than, $20,000 a month. That's going to sound crazy to people. So you're going to be able to relate to so many poor people. And when I started, literally the most important things, I was just so thankful for the smallest things. But feeling my first paycheck, guys, was $29, and I was the most excited person in the world, because I was like, I just made $29 from working through social media. This is amazing. And so it's just how you look at it and how you're going to perceive it. So, and I didn't even know that there was ranks when I started. So I definitely wasn't looking ahead. I didn't even know people could do that thing. So I was just like, all right. So when I made $300 the next month, I was like, let's go for 400. That's how you have to look at it. Just remember, like she said, just take it a step at a time. Remember why you started, and just be excited about it. Because when you are excited, that's going to show other people you're excited. And they're going to be like, okay, I want in on this excitement. So be excited.
Yes, be excited. Is there anything else you want to add before we get off here?
Not that I can think of. I think it went good.
I I do too. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and close it out. And I did record this, so I will get the video the recorded video thing up, and I have to move it over to a different file, and then I'll upload it to YouTube, and then I will upload it to y'all's page too, so that y'all can have it for your teams and stuff. But it will be on my YouTube channel, so if you don't see it, you can go to my YouTube and find it. All righty, I will see you later. Thanks, Courtney.
All right, thank you.
Bye.